So, I guess for the record, what did inspire you to become a painter?
Moby Grape. Skip was one of my best friends. Skip Spencer was one of my best friends. And I saw all the crap he went through with Moby Grape. And I really wanted to do something in the arts. And basically, I just did not want to go through any of the crap that Skip went through, so I became a painter instead of a musician. Little Richard also helped too. I did a drawing of him one time, and I showed it to him the next day. And he said, "Oh, Paul, can I have that?" And I said, "Yeah, thank you."
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And so Skip was always one of the biggest influences on me, and I was between being a musician and being a painter. And then I saw all the crap he went through with Moby Grape, and I said, it's like, well, if I'm a painter, I'm not going to have anybody else involved in the creative process, only marketing after the fact. So that's what I did was marketing. I became a painter instead. And then we kind of had a fight one time at the chateau, and he told me I'm selling out. And I said, what do you mean? And he says, go figure it out yourself. So I took off hitchhiking and went up to the Pacific Northwest for summer. And it's like I just started, seeing all this beautiful stuff. And, oh, I got to paint this. And I got to paint this. I also ran into a book of Vincent van Gogh's the same summer.
Yeah.
And that was the first I ever saw of him. And then I ran into the book Dear Teo, which was an very abridged version of his letters, but a very good abridged version of his letters to his brother.
Okay.
And between all of that, I decided I'm going to become a painter. And I went back to Santa Barbara, and my friend Pat, who's coming over tonight, Pat Hennigan, he was a DJ at KIST in Santa Barbara. He did the Graveyard, and I'd sleep on the couch while he was doing his DJ work, and then he let me stay in his apartment for a year. And I dedicated that year to just drawing in black and white, because I took basically Vincent's do-it-yourself painting course.
Okay.
From his complete letters. The next thing I did was I read his complete letters that year.
Oh, so that kind of instructs you on how to do his technique.
Totally.
Oh, that's great. Wow.
It's like he explained it to an idiot, because his brother was going to cut him off at one point.
Oh.
Because his brother supported him all his life, and at one point he was going to cut him off.
Wow.
And Vincent explained his technique to an idiot, which to me was great, because I knew nothing about this. And one of the things he said was to take a year and don't do anything in color. Just do black and white, because most people never really learn black and white. And if you look at the modern painters, you don't see any tonal values. You don't see any depth to them. It's just all flat, and it's like mainly what it is mixing color with white and putting it on a canvas. And that's where you get pastel colors, your California plein air painters, and any plein air painters, and that's what it is. What I did is I learned how to do that in about an hour, and then Vincent said to paint mud, and juxtapose it. So that's what I did, and I went for about 2 years where I painted every day without painting a picture that I liked, and that was hard. And then I went and studied at the Museum of Fine Arts, Boston, and copied their paintings there. All of the ones, I spent a year there copying most all of the ones that I really liked. And I learned a lot by doing that. And I was reading Vincent's letters, Delacroix's journal, and whatever tidbits they had posted at the Museum of Fine Arts. And I had a curator there who I talked to from time to time, a lady named Alex Murphy. And so, that's how I learned to paint, was by copying from the masters. And then I moved back to Santa Barbara, and all the color theory I had studied and learned, I rapidly got to practice it with all the flower gardens around Santa Barbara. And I had this old man named Pete Martino, who was a gardener, and I started painting his garden, and he had these big blue delphiniums. And I painted them for a couple of years, and then after that he would plant them every year so that I would come back and paint them, which I did until probably about the mid-'80s.